You know what's weird? For some reason, people are always asking me, are you a fan of Spider-Man? To which I'm like, why would you think that? Like, do I just give off some kind of vibe? I don't understand. I don't know. What? No, that's just coincidence. That is just coincidence. I don't know how that got there. I think I need to go double check that. No, that's coincidence too. Do you have a minute to talk about Spider-Man? Greetings, friends of the Spider-Verse, and welcome to another exciting episode of Matt's Minutes. Today, we're going to be talking about my favorite Marvel superhero of all time, Spider-Man. I've loved Spider-Man for years. I used to have some original Spider-Man comics, though I'm honestly not sure what happened to those anymore. And by original, I mean around early 90s, even though that's clearly not the original, but besides the point. I did used to have Spider-Man comics, and I loved them. I've loved the movies, for the most part, and I love Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. There's no other way to say it. I just love Spider-Man. So, for today's minute, I actually wanted to do a little bit of a discussion as to why I think more superheroes need to be like Spider-Man. And no, that's not just because he's awesome, he's saving the day, he's so righteous. No. It actually has a little bit more to do with it than that. It's actually because I think Spider-Man is one of the most relatable and down-to-earth heroes that either Marvel or DC has to offer. So, let's get into that. So one reason I feel this way is, number one, Spider-Man is a very relatable hero to a lot of young people. He was actually the first teenage hero to appear that was not originally a sidekick when he debuted in, I believe, 1969. Someone correct me on that if I'm wrong. But yes, he's relatable because he's young. So a lot of young people look up to him. They can relate to the things he's going through. He's going through high school usually. So I think the writers do a really great job of having Spider-Man deal with these high school things that a lot of people can relate to, while at the same time being a superhero. Which actually leads me to my second point, which is that Spider-Man does not have his life together. And I love how this is portrayed in comics and in movies, and even the Spider-Man video game that just came out for PS4 and not that long ago. I love it. I love it because we see it like in the Tobey Maguire films, he is struggling just to get by, to make any kind of income and get by while being a superhero, which is very obvious does not pay at all. He's just doing it out of the goodness of his heart and to save others, even though he himself is struggling. And to be honest, I feel like that makes Spider-Man so much more relatable as a hero. He's not one of those that has his life together. He's not Clark Kent working for the Daily Reporter making so much money, or Bruce Wayne, who his alter ego is a billionaire. I mean, he just gets to go to rich parties and that kind of stuff. I mean, he's got it made. Spider-Man? No, he's struggling to pay rent. He is behind on his bills all the time, and he still has to balance that out with having a social life, because he's also in a relationship, sometimes with Mary Jane, sometimes with Gwen Stacy, just whoever he's in a relationship with at that time. And on top of that, he has to be a superhero. That is amazing to see him juggling and struggling with all that, because that's real life. I mean, except for the superhero part. But just seeing that, it makes me appreciate Spider-Man so much more than people I don't see struggle with that as much, such as Superman or Captain America. And finally, another reason why I love Spider-Man so much is because he really is doing the best he can for those around him. And I don't just mean Manhattan. Yes, he's doing the best he can for those around him. He's got the name Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man for a very specific reason. He's friendly to pretty much whoever that needs him. But he's also that way to his rogue gallery. And I think this was made abundantly clear when Doc Ock and Peter Parker switched minds. And so Doc Ock had control of Peter Parker's abilities as Spider-Man. and he went out to stop Scorpion and punched him so hard that it took Scorpion's jaw off. And Doc Ock realized Spider-Man is consistently holding back so he doesn't hurt others as bad as he could. Wow, that's amazing to think that Spider-Man that often holds back so that he doesn't have to hurt his rogues gallery that badly. Wow, what a hero. What a hero indeed. Look, if all of these reasons aren't enough to convince you that comic books need more relatable superheroes like Spider-Man, I don't know what will. I love everything about Spider-Man, and I think comics could use a little bit more of his down-to-earthness sometimes than what we always get. Now, am I bashing comics in general? Absolutely not. You guys know I love comics. And just every once in a while, a little bit more of that Spider-Man-ness in some backstories would be well appreciated. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. But hey, I want to know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think I'm onto something and that comics could use a little bit more of this down-to-earth hero-ness like Spider-Man? Or do you appreciate the backstories and alter egos of other characters such as Superman, Batman, Iron Man, those kinds of things? There isn't a wrong answer since I'm only asking for your opinion, so please let me know in the comment section down below what you think. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already to stay up to date on all of our latest content. We post videos every Monday because Matt's Minutes on Monday makes the most sense and is great for alliteration. So, my name is Matt, and thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you all next week.